Joel Farrell here. Again, this channel is mortgage lending for entrepreneurs. We talk about real estate. This episode is going to be in a little bit of a different lane. We're here with Tanar Agar. We are at the Apothecary in Dallas, Texas. This is a whiskey bar. We've got a couple interviews here already talking to investors. And this is the man, the myth, the legend, the owner of the place.
Yeah.
I want to go backwards in time. Running the business. You mentioned beforehand, making some mistakes and some failures. What's one thing that you think of, like, okay, this thing happened, and like, oh, I learned from that and it helped grow the business?
Yeah, well, $120,000 is not enough money. So that's one thing I learned.
Okay.
I didn't get paid the first year that we were open. And so, I joke about having put on 50 pounds since we started the restaurant. It's partly because I used to only eat the food in the kitchen that was going to go bad. I would eat every single meal at the restaurant, I would sleep at my house, and then I would come right back. And so we were definitely undercapitalized. That was one of the mistakes that we made. A lot of the mistakes that we made were just things where we were sort of too young to know, right? How do you build a culture? How do you make people care? Because when we opened and I was 25, everybody on the staff was older than me. So how do you make people listen? How do you make them believe the vision? How do you keep up on that? That's important. One of the mistakes I made was I should have opened a restaurant after COVID. I can't believe I didn't know COVID was coming. That was a huge, should have seen that one, right? But they didn't cover that in business school. There was no, here's how to handle a global pandemic course. So obviously, that's a joke, but it's the biggest mistakes really, if you start a company and you're small enough and you move fast enough, you can fortunately not have too many be critical, right? Making sure that you definitely have your sales taxes caught up. Because I'll tell you, nobody comes for you faster than the sales tax office.
Okay.
And
okay.
and you get behind on them, and that'll be a painful lesson for you. So, but mostly, as long as you just are willing to show up and accept, this is what I have to deal with today. One mistake was trusting the insurance guy I trusted, because when our restaurant burned down, that's when you find out if your insurance guy is worth anything or not. So I would definitely try to make sure you have one that will actually be there for you if the worst happens, because ours was not.
Okay. You want to name any names?
Yeah, his name is James. And his slogan was, "Don't play games, better call James." And that was how he would get people to come by with him. But
okay. So he clearly was playing some games.
He plays a lot of games, it turns out. Yeah.
Well,
I don't like that guy at all.
Like, how do they get out of the contract?
Oh, there's all kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them was they didn't want to replace they didn't want to pay us for any of our refrigerator units because they didn't go down in the fire. And what happened was we had a huge electrical surge, and that shorted our refrigerator units.
Okay.
And therefore, that was a different claim that wasn't subject to our fire claim. So I had to go and get get them to testify, the fire inspector. I had to get him to testify that the surge was caused by the giant fire that blew up the electrical boxes. Yeah,
Okay.
and so there's things like that where you're like,
Okay.
all I wanted to do was make good drinks, man.
Right.
I don't want to do all of this.
And like you said, every day showing up and just getting the work done, focusing on being the best.
Yeah.
And you're a number of years into this journey. The business is continuing to grow.
Yeah, 8 years now. 8 years. Me and my
years.
2 partners, we started our first place 8 years ago now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you mentioned one of the goals in 5 years was to marry Grace.
Yeah.
And then kind of bringing it back to the business. Do you have a certain type of metric or a goal that you're trying to get to, or how would you describe that?
It is difficult when you define be the best, right? What does that mean? Where are you trying to go? But really, for me, it's continue to empower our people and give them opportunities, and then see where that path takes us. So I don't have this need to say, oh, I'm gonna open 3 more bars in the next 5 years. That's not how I've defined it. For me, I look at it and say, can I build the organization where these people are ready so that we can expand, and I can give them the opportunity to step up in their careers and in their roles. So in 5 years, what would I want to see? I'd want to see our company be bigger, and I would want to see less of the decisions being made by me not because I don't want to be here, or I don't want to make them, but because I want. In football, they talk about coaching trees, and they say what a measure of success of a coach is how many people that worked for you went on and coached winning franchises. And so for me, I think about 5 years from now, I want to look around Dallas, and even if it's not people that work for us, I want to look around the top restaurants and see our alumni, even if they're not opening new places with us. That's where I really want to be, because I want to be a part of elevating the entire dining community in the city. And there's a few other restaurateurs and chefs that think like me, and I'm really excited because soon there's going to be a lot of really, really cool stuff, and it's going to be all guys I know and came up with and helped train, and that'll just be really cool to be able to walk into the coolest, most exciting restaurants and see all people I used to work with making it happen.
Okay, so like when I hear all of this and describing the culture and the dedication to the process and the product and the creativity, is it, hey, that person is born with it to be in line with this, or can you build that person by putting in the right? Can someone be built in the system to become that person, or do they have to have it internally already?
I think the one internal thing you need to have is the desire to be great, and if you have that, I can't teach you how to care. I can't teach you how to not walk. Like, some people will just walk past trash when they see it on the floor. I can't teach you to see trash and pick it up and put it in the bin. I can try to stand there, like with the cane and be like, pick up trash. But some people will see it and just innately know this isn't how I be the best. And if you're a person like that, we can teach you everything else you want to know. That's what we try to hire for, right? People with the perfect palate, I don't really care about that. People who know more than anything else, I don't really care about that. Trustworthiness and drive, those are the most important characteristics, because the rest of it is mechanics. It's knowing numbers, it's following through, it's saying we're going to make it this day, being passionate about that every day, waking up to a bar that was cleaned properly, that's ready to go, and setting it up exactly like you did, repeating, and trying to just make it a little bit better every single time. And if you're willing to do that, anyone could be great at cooking or bartending or being in this business. But I can't. How do you make someone care?
Yeah,
I can't do that.
You can't. And I think about that too. Like, I'm in sales, right? I'm running podcasts and content and whatnot. When I was in college, I'm an econ major. I was a numbers person. I was a nerd. Like, I never thought I'd ever be in sales. Two, never thought I'd ever be in content. And so my desire grew over time through various circumstances. So I think, like, you may not have it today, but over time, maybe you can learn to have that skill to want it, right? Or the desire to be the best. So, building the brand, right? Being the best, and then being able to talk about it on air with your dad.
Yeah.
So I know that's a lot of fun for you, but talk about that journey with the radio show.
Yeah, so we have a radio show, Flavor Files, Philes, people that love flavor, which I think I've made clear is flavor is my God, right? Okay. This is my church. And so for me, talking to people about stuff, getting to teach them, I've just been talking about how that's so important to me, and that's how I want my career to go. And so our radio show is sort of an outgrowth of that. My dad's a broadcaster. I do this, of course. And so we had just talked about, well, what if we had a show where we're not trying to teach you recipes, we're just trying to talk about food. And we'll tell you interesting things. We'll talk about water that's still sparkling 40 minutes later, right? We'll talk about, hey, here's how to be a really great guest at Thanksgiving dinner. Here's 5 foods from history that people used to eat and it was killing people and they didn't realize that, right? Just interesting food tidbits, the same stuff that I tell people when they're sitting in the bar. And we sort of talked about it. We thought it was fun, so we recorded a few episodes and we took it to a couple of radio stations and they said, yeah, we'd love to run this as like weekend lifestyle content. And now we're starting to get that stuff out on YouTube. And so hopefully anybody that's following this will click over and check us out at Flavor Files. But it's just sort of the continuation of I'm obsessed with talking about it. I'm obsessed with telling people. And when people, ask, like, how did you do this? Like, there's so many chefs who like they have their secret sauce or their secret spices. I don't care about any of that. I will tell you literally every single thing we do. I have literally written down recipes and be like, here's how you make a pickle cheesecake cocktail at your house. Here you go.
Okay.
And you can make it. And then what's funny to me is sometimes they'll come back and be like, what I really love is they'll come back and they'll be like, so I made your corn ice cream, right? And I made the ice cream, but then this happened and this happened. I'm like, okay, this is where you went wrong. Go, here you go.
Okay.
And like, I just love to share what we do because the only thing that's going to like liberate us from the monotony of bad mass-produced food is making it accessible to people. I'm tired of watching people eat crap, and I want to help them live a more flavorful life. Mm-hmm. And if that means telling you stuff I've spent 20 years learning, that's fine. But I want to share that with people.
Okay. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
The last question I asked the previous guests was, what is the one thing in the rest of 2026 that's got you the most excited? I'm going to change that question.
Okay.
Because one, I called Amanda, one of your employees,
Yeah.
completely out of the blue. Hey, I have this idea. I want to do a content event.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And here we are doing it.
Yeah.
So maybe, and I'm going around the country with this tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in New Orleans, Kansas City. I'll be in Los Angeles. I'll be in Pittsburgh, various places. And at some point, I'm going to come back.
Cool.
And maybe you'll have us again. So thinking of 2027.
You know, for the company, really, what I just want to see is for it to continue to flourish. And, you know, that idea of like, the fact that you called somebody like who said, hey, let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's do this really cool thing. That's my favorite thing, right? And doing special events, meeting with people, just doing stuff that is cool and fun. I mean, that's, we have to make money. That's a part of it. And making money can definitely be fun. But getting to do fun stuff with our friends, that's the reason to be in the bar business. And getting to expand on that more, that's what I'm excited about.
I love it. The last thing I'm going to say is that, like, you know, I love doing this. I'm in lending, right? Like, here I am doing a podcast. I flew how many miles away to come here just to do this because for fun. Like, that's it. And people will watch it and hopefully enjoy it. But that's what this is all about, right? Is doing something you love. So again, I want to say thank you for letting this all happen today, and to Justin with First Stop Podcast and the whole team, man. I appreciate it.
Great to have you.
Cool. Thanks, Tanner.
Thank you.
Cool.